Hello. I'm starting this new reading lag with Lovesick Ellie. I read 5 and 6. Oh my god, so many things happened between these two volumes. Now, in the last volume, a lot of things happened as well between Ellie. Now, Ellie is her tweet name, but her real name is actually Eriko Ichimura. And then our main guy is Akira Omi. Anywho, let's just say they decided to take their relationship to the next level, being friends. Is sort of like how like a flirtatious friendship, but now they're becoming boyfriend and girlfriend. Now Ellie loves to tweet like sort of perverted things, but it's sort of funny to be honest. Now the things that she tweets is actually about a boy that she liked, and now, well, I already mentioned now they're boyfriend and girlfriend. At first, Omi seems mysterious. He's very popular and now he's more open to Ellie, and it feels like he can be comfortable around Ellie as well. And I really like Ellie. She's very open and she's very funny. Like, this series is very funny. Aside from that, Ellie has a best friend named Sarah. Now, she wanted to tell Sarah about her relationship with Omi, but then Omi accidentally told Sarah before Ellie can tell her, and so they had like a little fight. There was a bunch of misunderstanding, but eventually these two does make up and started finally being open to each other. And Sarah is very happy for Ellie because Sarah knows a lot of things about Ellie, especially about her tweet, about her relationship with Omi. And I really like Sarah because she's very supported, and I'm so glad that these two are good friends because Ellie didn't really have friends in the first place, but now she has Sarah. However, there's another character named Kanami, and he's sort of a troublemaker. These two end up like getting detention, and well, Kanami actually knows about Ellie's tweet, and then one day he actually said to Ellie that he wanted to be friend. Now Ellie was in shock at first and couldn't decide whether if she should be friend with him. Now, it took her a while to decide. She kind of kept it from Omi as well as from Sarah, but eventually they do find out. And then Omi, of course, didn't like that idea. And so he had this idea to actually invite him one day for a coffee. And then Kanami was kind of in shock that he was there, and he also found out that that's her boyfriend. Now, the whole coffee thing didn't turn out well. Ellie and Omi had sort of an argument. He sort of left. And then Kanane, of course, witnessed everything, and he was trying to make Ellie feel a little better. Now, something surprising happened at the very end. It seems like Kanane has a thing for Ellie. He wants to get closer to Ellie, and Ellie is just like in shock. And so that was a big surprise. It feels like now there's two boys fighting for Ellie. And I don't know if Ellie wants that because she already has Omi to begin with. Overall, the story is cute. It's a teen romance. It's quite funny. I love Ellie. She's just very open-minded, and I like that about her. And Omi, being Omi. What else I could say about Omi? He's just very caring at the same time. He's not shy to be open with Ellie because I guess before he just keeps things to himself. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to read more of Lovesick Ellie. I think there's only like 11 to 12 volumes, and we'll see what's gonna happen next because it seems like another boy has entered the picture between Ellie and Omi. Just finished reading this manga called My Dear Detective Volume 1. This is a new series that came out, I think October, I don't remember. So I think the story is alright. I feel like the case is very simple, straightforward. I don't find it super exciting like Uzotoki Rhetoric. I don't know, I just find it sort of basic. Now our main character, Hoshino, I believe she works for a private company that does detective work for special clientele. And then one day she meets Yoshida. Yoshida is like a waiter for this cafe, and they both decide to team up because Yoshida found a missing pair of a shoe that he wanted Yoshino to solve the case. Now, ever since their first case, they've been working together because he decided to work part-time at her workplace. Now, Yoshida He's very educational, very knowledgeable. His family is very well known, but I guess he wants to experience life out there. He's very handful, and then Yoshino sometimes gets annoyed by his way of things because he's very confrontational, and he doesn't think before he does anything. It's like she's taking care of a brother. But honestly, I feel like there might be some romance between these two. I believe there was about 4 to 5 cases in the story. The chapters were very short. Again, it was very straightforward. I just find the case a little bit rushed in my opinion. And so the first case was about the missing shoe. That's how Yoshino met Yoshida. The next one was about a painting. I actually like that because there was a little twist, as well as this actress who they thought she had another feud with another actress, and then at the end there was a twist. Now the last one was about a phone fraud. However, at the end they were doing some investigation, they got caught and kidnapped, and so it sort of left like a cliffhanger. And I'm not sure when volume 2 comes out. I'm pretty sure it's gonna come out next year, since this just recently came out back in October. I want to give this manga another chance. Hopefully second volume is gonna get better. So when it comes to Yoshino, one day she just got hired by this man to work for his detective company. I think because growing up she wasn't treated nicely by her own family. It is because they wanted a boy, instead they got a girl, which is Yoshino. And then especially in this era, after 1920s, after the Taisho era, apparently like women are not taken very seriously when it comes to jobs, because they believe women should be a housewife and just stay home. And of course Yoshino wants to prove that a woman can do the job being as a detective. I do like Yoshino's and Yoshida working together. It's just full of fun. However, Yoshida just goes for it, while Yoshino sometimes wants to take her time, because being a detective, you want to be patient. And so let's go check out the illustration and some insight from the story. I really like the illustration. The character design is really nice. I like it a lot. And even though the story is alright, I'm still gonna give this manga another chance and see where the story goes. It's been a long time coming. We finally have a volume from The Dangers in My Heart. This is volume 9, because I think volume 8 came out March or April. And so in the last volume, Kyotaro and Yamada are finally going out. And so on this volume, they're slowly getting to that, next level of being a boyfriend and girlfriend. And they did went to their first date. It was a concert. And Kyotaro wants to tell his family, but it's been a difficult challenge for him. However, he did say to Yamada's mom and dad, and they're very happy and accepting. When it comes to their friends, I believe there's only one person now, and so far, their relationship is not bad. They do have their awkward stages, but it seems like Yamada is always making the first move, because Kyotaro seems kind of nervous all the time and feels awkward. And so, yeah, it's kind of obvious that Yamada really likes Kyotaro, but of course Kyotaro feels the same, but it just takes time for him to express the way he feels. Besides all that, they're about to finish middle school, and so now their next focus is to pick the high school that they want. Now, Kyotaro have something on mind, and so he's working really hard to study and attending cram school during summer break, while Yamada is filming because she's an actress and a model as well. On top of all that, the girls and Kyotaro are actually going to go to a summer away camp for 4 days. This summer camp, it's supposed to be for all of them to study together, and so they're also preparing for that event next. And at the same time, Kyotaro has a sister. She's a singer apparently, and has a band. And then one day she had a hard time coming out with lyrics until she found a bunch of notes from Kyotaro's notebook, and of course she wants to use those notes as a lyrics, and now Kyotaro has to help her with that. And then one night they went to see the concert, and Yamada was very happy and liked the song very much because it seems like the song was all about her since Kyotaro wrote it. Not only she loves the song, but something happened also that same very night. Well, let's just say they just had their first base, if that makes sense. And so this story is getting exciting. They're just having a time of life being together. Of course, they have their awkward moments, but at the same time, I feel happy for them. Though there are some parts that I just don't seem to get why. I guess, how can I say this? Like, I've noticed the more I read about, manga, especially teen romance, they make the female characters stand out too much, if that makes sense. Yeah, I didn't like that part. So anyway, the story is good. I always like this manga, and I can't wait for volume 10. I think volume 10 either comes out March or April, and so this manga has a slow release, I think, as well in Japan. And so yeah, looking forward to read more of The Dangers in My Heart. All right, here's a BL manga. This one's called Koala Under the Snow. This is the same mangaka named Kana Ki who wrote Seaside Strangers. Honestly, the illustration is very similar and I really like it. I also like this manga. I wish like there was more of this manga, to be honest. It was a really cute one shot. I enjoy very much so. This takes place on Hokkaido, which is kind of ironic because in Seaside Stranger, the boys does take a trip to Hokkaido. Anyway, now our main character Akio and Umi, they're both university students. They share the same dorm, and then one day Akio started to show some careness to Umi because Umi seems always coming home late because I think he knows that he sleeps around. Now Umi is gay, Akio is straight. At first Akio seems reserved while Umi, he's very open and he doesn't really care anything about what people think. But then I think because Akio grew up without his parents around, and it kind of like affected the way he does, if that makes sense. But I think ever since Umi came around and decided to get to know each other, Akio is more open and sort of like loosen up with his personality. Now the bonds between these two boys are very cute. They're very friendly to each other and very caring. And then one day they had to move out of the dorm and they decide to live together just to save cost-wise. Eventually, Akio seems more interested toward Umi, and then Umi does realize that, he's just a very nice guy. And then at the very end, I mean, it is a BL. Of course, these two are gonna end up together. I think because Akio realized that he needs to forget about the past and move on and just live his life and not think about what happened to his parents, because if not, he will, I guess, miss out. And he needs to learn to be more open with others so this way he won't end up alone. It's definitely thanks to Umi because his personality is very outgoing and friendly, and I think he made a big impact to Akio, and I think that's why Akio has a change of hearts towards Umi. I think Umi also learned a lot from Akio because Akio seems to have it together, even though sometimes he has no tact. Umi realized that, he's just a really nice guy and very caring. And I think that's what he needs instead of like sleeping around, and start kind of like taking responsibility. Overall, I believe that these boys learn a lot from each other and, take responsibility and learn to love one another. And I think it's a beautiful story, to be honest. Again, I wish there were more. There's only a one shot. It's a beautiful story about just two boys trying to figure things out in life, being college, and overall about the future. So this is rated older teen. There are some explicit scenes because Umi, sleeps around. But when it comes to the romance between these two boys, it doesn't happen until the very end. I can't believe this is a one shot. I want more. It's very similar to Seaside Strangers when it comes to the romance because Akio is straight, and then I forgot what's the name of the guy who is also straight from Seaside Stranger. But anyway, I'll give you guys some insight. If you read Seaside Stranger, the illustration is very similar. Again, I wish there were more of this. It's so cute. But you know what? I like it a lot because it's very straightforward and you just get to learn a lot from these two boys. Here's a manga that I haven't read for a while. I think it's because I thought my library would have volume 5, but I feel like they won't be carrying volume 5 and so I decided to buy volume 5 of the Yakuza Guide to Babysitting. It's so cute, adorable, sort of slice of life because it can get a little bit of violence because, our main character is a Yakuza. So a little bit of premise of this story, our main character Kirishima, he was given a task to babysit the boss' daughter named Yaika, and basically his job is to look after her, take her to school or wherever she wants to go. And ever since then, they have this really cute bond. And then Kirishima sort of mellow because he's a legendary demon. He fights really hard and can become very too violent and, well, sometimes also reckless. But that was all in the past. But now that he's babysitting, he's more friendly and more calmer. Beforehand, Yaika had a hard time opening up as well as Kirishima, but ever since then, these two are like inseparable. They really care about each other. I just find Yaika so cute. Now, Yaika used to live with her auntie because her mom is actually in the hospital. I believe she's in a coma. And yeah, that's the really sad part of this story. But time to time, she does visit the mom. At first, she was scared, but now she's very brave to visit the mom. Besides our main character, we also get to meet the other henchman as well as his old classmate. I really like the old classmate. He seems very fun. And then the other Yakuza seems to notice about Kirishima. He seems very, mellow and more calmer because all they think about him is that he's very too violent. And then Yaika has a very close friend who lives next door. She's actually a foreigner, but her dad is so funny. He's so curious about the culture of Japan. And so now he's sort of like, not, I wouldn't say he's very close to Yaika's dad, but like he likes to talk to Yaika's dad. And then one day they went to a bat house because he wanted to go one. And yeah, that was a nice scene because you get to see Yaika's dad's soft sides because sometimes he's a little bit, I would say he's serious because, he's a Yakuza boss. I think the story is just cute and it's just wholesome, even though it says Yakuza. Of course, there'll be some violence here and there. It doesn't just focus about our two main characters having this nice bond. They also show the life of outside being a Yakuza, especially like making sure like their turf is everything is okay and the business is doing well. In the end, I really like the story. There's an anime. Oh my god. All I can say is just cute and adorable. Definitely recommend watching the anime if you don't want to read the manga. Now, this manga is, I'm not sure, they haven't released new volumes in English. I think it is available in digital for English, but physical, the only thing that they have currently is only up to volume 5. And in Japan, they're already up to volume 14 because I saw the special edition at Surugaya. And so I'm hoping they will continue printing in English because it really sucks if they stop, because that means I'll probably have to start reading it online. But it's a really good story. I really hope they'll continue printing, and I can't find any news or update if they are or not, and so really sucks. I just finished reading Insomniacs After School Volume 6. Our main character Isaki and Ganta have insomnia problem, and they would spend taking naps at a old observatory room, which has now become a club. And then one day they had to run a summer special showing about their club because this way the club will be known and officials. And then they decide to enter a contest. And now during their summer break, they're out in the countryside to take some pictures of the starry sky. However, Isaki's sister was with them for a while. Now she left. Now it's just the two of them, Isaki and Ganta. And well, something happened between these two. Let's just say they had feelings for each other. And Isaki made the first move physically. It was very just, romantic, friendly kiss. And so they also had to call out their friends for help because they're running low on supplies because there was days it was just constantly raining. Now, after the friends left, they finally went to the ruins that they wanted to take some pictures of the starry sky. However, after that, Isaki's mom and dad came to pick her up because they knew that she will be alone with the boy. Even though her parents came to pick her up, these two finally confess each other how they feel and also took the picture they need for the contest. And so we'll see what's going to happen next. I think this series is almost done. I'm not quite sure how many volumes are out there. I've always liked reading this series. It's so fun and easy to read and so fast. I sort of relate because I have insomnia problem. For my case, I would end up waking up too early, like 3 or 4 in the morning, and I won't able to go back to sleep sometimes, but sometimes I do. And I don't even take naps. I don't know where I get all my energy. I don't drink coffee or energy drink. I guess I just motivate myself to just keep pushing forward and do whatever I can during the day. And so this story is very relatable to me. I really like it. And so we'll see where the story goes and whether or not these two will have any more future romance. We got a manga called Bless. I just read 2 and 3. This manga is all about makeup, beauty, and modeling. So our main character, Aya, who wants to become a makeup artist one day, as well as Sumisaki, who wants to become a model. Now these two are friends. They met through school and now they're trying to pursue what they always want to do in life. Now Aya used to be a model, but deep inside he wants to pursue being a makeup artist, and that is why he decided to help Sumisaki with her modeling, because ever since she was young she was told to become a model because she's so tall and beautiful, and that is why these two are working together to achieve their dreams. Then one day, Aya went to a makeup academy called Mirror because a friend referred to this place, so this way he can observe and learn more things about makeup. Even though he has the skill, he still wants to learn more outside of his own experience, and this time he wanted to prove everybody in this academy that he has skills, and well, he did. Everybody was impressed with his work, and then later in the story he actually had a little bit of competition with a student from the academy named Joe, and it was very interesting. Like, everybody was also impressed with both work. However, the volume kind of ended up abruptly where Sumisaki called Aya that her modeling interview went well because she had a hard time until someone came to kind of rescue her, did her makeup, because whenever Sumisaki wears makeup, it gives her a boost to do better when it comes to her modeling. And yeah, she did well and she called Aya, and so now we don't know who win that little competition, and so we'll find out on volume 4. So volume 4 comes out next year in February. That's gonna take time. And I think the release of this manga is sort of slow, but other than that, I like the story. It's pretty interesting to read about makeup and modeling. I feel like this is more focused on makeup because our main character, Aya, who wants to become a makeup artist one day, they're only in their teens, maybe 17, or I'm not quite sure how old these two are. But yeah, it's fun to read. You also get to learn about other characters, how they get into modeling or makeup, but it's mostly makeup in my opinion. These two main characters are slowly building up a lot of confidence in themselves, becoming a makeup artist or modeling, because at first they had doubts, but now they have a lot of confidence because they're rooting for each other. Now, there's no romance. They're just really just focused on what they want to do in life, and I really like about this story. Again, you just get to learn about a lot of makeup and the way it's being portrayed, because makeup is also a form of art and, you know, one way of expressing somebody who wants to be creative. And I used to be into makeup, but not as much. And yes, I definitely recommend this manga if you want to know something about in the beauty world or maybe in the modeling world. But I know sometimes it can be a little bit much information, and I don't know, maybe I was just tired. I was sort of falling asleep, but I think I was just tired. But anywho, I'm looking forward to read more of this manga called Bless. Alright, I am ending this reading log with Windbreaker Volume 8. Oh my god, I love this volume. Oh my god, we get to meet another character named Tsubaki-chan, and oh my gosh, she's so cool. Now, since Fern's an old boys school, he likes to dress like a girl, so I'm gonna refer her to as she, because, you know, he dressed like a girl, and I'm gonna respect her the way she does, if that makes sense. And in the beginning of the story, Sakura wanted to ask some advice from Kaji. Kaji, I believe he's a second year. He's also a captain like Sakura. I think Sakura realizing that it's okay to ask people for help, it's okay to show some weakness, that sometimes he doesn't have to have it all. And I think sometimes he reserved himself from not showing any weakness because he thinks probably it's one way for others to not like him, if that makes sense. But yeah, I think Sakura is realizing that it's okay to lean on others. It's okay if he makes a lot of mistakes, that at the end his classmates respect him for who he is, and no matter what happens, they're always gonna like work together as a class. Now back to Tsubaki-chan. Tsubaki-chan is actually one of the four kings, because in the school you got the four kings, four leaders, and then Omiya, he's like the leader of the whole entire school. And so we get to meet Tsubaki-chan. She also goes out to help someone, because this special someone was the one who helped her realizing that she should be herself. It's okay that a boy likes makeup or clothes or fashion, anything, because this special someone had a wife, the wife passed away, and these two were very fashionable, so I believe they probably help her, give her some clothes, stuff like that. And yeah, she goes there often because she thinks that he may be depressed, and so she actually brought Sakura, Suo, and Nire. She believed maybe it will help lighten the mood, bring up new faces in his place. And so it's a really touching story, especially the story of the man and his wife. He believed that he thought his wife didn't love him because they had an arranged marriage. And I guess that's one thing that it's been bothering him ever since she passed away. But honestly, like, they figure out that that might be not the cause. They really think that she really loves him, but otherwise, why would she not look happy on certain pictures? So I believe during the visit, Sakura is finally like opening up to his own feelings and emotion, and he's learning a lot from other people, because there's still not a lot of backstory about Sakura, where he came from, and his family and all that. And so hopefully they will. If not, at least Sakura is growing and becoming more a person where he can lean on others and he doesn't have to do everything by himself. And I was definitely looking forward reading more of this, Windbreaker, and because there was a little bit of like preview about the Four Kings, I was definitely interested in Tsubaki-chan because I was kind of curious about her character. And now that we finally know about her character, I'm so excited and definitely looking forward to read more of Windbreaker. I'm not sure when volume 9 comes up. It's definitely coming out next year. I can't wait to read more of Windbreaker. It's definitely one of my favorite manga to read. And of course, the anime is definitely worth to watch in my opinion if you don't want to read the manga. And season 2 is coming out next spring. I can't wait for that. Windbreaker is one of those manga that I just want to read right away. And so this is the current new volume, and I'm looking forward to read volume 9 next year. We finally reached the ending of this reading log. So this week I decided to just read mostly single volumes because it was a busy week for me. And I also started another series called My Dear Detective. That was not too bad. And we also read a one-shot, Bia Kodquela, Under the Snow. I really like that story. Other than that, the rest are just some ongoing series that I decided to read this week because some it's been a while, and of course some is my favorite, and of course I always read it right away. Even though this week was small amount, I feel like this is still a big accomplishment. I did my best to whatever I can read, especially for a busy week since it's the holidays. This is also my last reading log of the year. However, I'm still gonna share what I read within the week in my community, so keep a lookout on that. And I just want to say thank you so much for supporting my channel, all the videos I made so far this year. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And so I hope you guys enjoy my videos throughout this year. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next year. And I just want to say happy holidays and have a good one. Bye bye.